Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. Today, we are here with our Job Connection Goodwill's podcast, and we have a very, very special guest with us today that's going to share some very valuable information. But before we get to that, I just want to kind of go over the mission of Goodwill and give you some information in case you want to contact us. The mission of Goodwill is to improve the lives of people with disabilities or other disadvantages through employment, training, and job placement opportunities. If you hear any information today that you deem to be valuable, or you want to just contact us about resources that you may have, or even if you want to come and be a part of this and share some information about what your organization is doing, or anything, just feel free to contact us at www.goodwillnwohio.com. You can reach us at on Facebook at Goodwill Now or at JCC NWO. You can come in person at the Madison location or the DeVoe location, or you can call us at 419-255-0070, extension 3104, or you can reach us via email at jcc at goodwillnwohio.org. So if any of this information that you hear today you like and you want more information, or if there's any information you want to share with us, please feel free to do so. So today we have a very, very special guest joining us that's going to share some interviewing tips, and she's also going to talk about what she does here at Goodwill. So I will let her introduce herself.
Well, thank you, Charles, for having me on today. I appreciate everything. I'm Heather Nash. I am working with the JCC to bring some helpful tips to you guys. I am a program manager. I oversee all the opportunities for Ohioans with disabilities programs, plus some of the other ones. And I look forward to being able to share more information with you.
Thank you so much. So before we kind of dive into some of the interviewing clothes and interviewing tips and some of the dress code stuff, can we just kind of talk about what exactly is your role here at Goodwill?
So my role is a program manager, job coach, supervisor. So I work with individuals who have the barriers to employment, work with them to find the jobs, teach them the skills that they need to look for employment. And also I oversee all the job coaches here as well in our office. So the job coaches that are out on site working with our individuals, teaching them the job, I oversee them as well. So I have been working very well with the staff and helping out in the Job Connection Center as needed.
Can you kind of explain to the audience that who may not understand our relationship that we have with ODD?
Yeah, so the relationship we have with Opportunities for Ohioans with Disabilities, OOD, is basically we are a vendor to OOD where they work. It's a state agency that works individuals who have a diagnosed disability or a barrier to employment. And then once they are eligible for services, they will be able to pick a vendor like Goodwill or any other vendor in the area to receive the vocational services to help them search for that employment or search for the job that they want. We'll teach them the job seeking skills training, finding an application, what to wear for job searching, what to wear for interviews, and how to fill out those applications. And then we will then help them learn their job as a job coach comes in to help them teach them the skills, and then we provide the job support.
So with those clients that you work with, just in case we have any listeners who may can benefit from ODDE, how do they contact you?
OOD.
Oh, I'm sorry. Say that one more time.
OOD.
OOD.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm sorry about that. So any clients that can benefit for those services, how would they contact them so that they can get in contact with us? So how does that process start?
Yeah, so they can call Goodwill Industries at 419-255 and they can ask for Heather, or they can call OOD itself at 419-866-5811. And then all they have to do is call and tell them that they want to refer themselves for services, and then they will take it from there.
Okay. Thank you for that information about that, about what you do here at Goodwill. So let's just talk about some interviewing tips. So how should we dress, or what information could you share with our clients about what to wear when they're going for their first interview?
Yeah, so you really want to basically dress the part, but you always want to be one step above the employer. So if it's an entry-level job, you may want to wear like a khaki pants, black pants, dress pants, a nice shirt, dress shirt, polo shirt, collared shirt, button-down shirt. If it's more of a professional employer interview, you may want to wear a dress suit. For ladies, it can be anywhere like a skirt dress suit, pant dress suit. For men, it can be the normal suit with the tie. So you always just want to dress one step above what you are interviewing for, but you don't want to overdo it, but you just want to be presentable to the in the interview.
Can you give us an example on how one can overdo it going to an interview?
Yeah, so say for an example, you're going to a food service, a restaurant job, and you're just interviewing for a server. You could be wearing a dress suit, and that could be overdoing it per se. And that would be more considered of an entry-level job, so where you can wear like nice interviewing clothes with dress pants and a dress shirt would be something that would be a normal, typical job interview session.
Right, and I also think that's important information. We kind of talk about that with our clients. So, for example, FedEx, I know when you typically go fill out the application, once you have an interview, they give you an orientation. So I always kind of tell
Right.
people, beware of what you're going through. You don't necessarily want to be in a three-piece suit
Right.
going through a tour. Going through a tour at UPS or FedEx. So that is definitely good information.
Right.
What do you say, or how would you suggest a client who may be a returning citizen who doesn't have the only thing they have is jeans and tennis shoes, or they may not be able to access a suit? What kind of recommendations can you give to those people?
Yeah, so one place that you could basically get clothes for a cheap price would be you could go visit our 13 Goodwill stores. You can get dress clothes there, not necessarily have to buy a suit. You could get an outfit probably less than $15 there. But if you don't have any resources or incomes, we do have that reentry program that was discussed earlier with Eric, and that could be something where we could possibly help you out. If you get that job, we could possibly do that as well. So there's resources out there, you just need to connect with them.
Good information. Again, for any of our viewers who didn't catch the podcast episode we had with Mr. Eric Schlock, it is a great podcast and has a lot of great information about the reentry program and the services, not only that we offer, but that this offer in the Northwest Ohio area. So give that a listen if that information may be for you. Another question. So we talked about kind of interviewing and how to dress. How do you suggest people to dress when they're going to fill out an application? I mean, I do know right now a lot of things are going on virtually, but if a person have to go in to fill out just the application, not necessarily the interview, how would you suggest that they dress for that?
I would suggest that they dress in the dress clothes for a couple reasons. One, you want to impress the employer when you first see them. If you don't impress the employer, then the employer may just move on to the next candidate. If you impress them, you may be offered an on-the-spot interview right then, right there. So you always want to be prepared when you do go fill out applications in person. and be ready for those interviews, because sometimes employers will just take that time and do it right there. And then at times you may be offered a job. So you just need to be prepared and ready to go, and be active in wanting that type of job. So dressing nicely with the khaki pants, the black pants, the dress shirt, button-down shirt, collared shirt is something that would be important to wear for job searching. And then if it's a virtual teleconference appointment, you always want to wear your dress clothes, because even though you're not in person, you're still being seen by the individuals, and you want to wear your dress clothes.
That is great information. And again, so for example, we know how to dress to fill out the application. We dress well for the interview. What about that first day of work? What suggestions do you have? I mean, certain positions, for example, here at Goodwill, we don't have a uniform. Other places don't necessarily have a uniform. So kind of talk to me about different levels, maybe like an entry level position, or what do you suggest people wear just for the first day job if they have no idea on how to dress, or because there's not a uniform? So what's your suggestion?
Yeah, so my suggestion is like when you get offered the job and they say that you need to attend orientation on a specific date, ask the company what their dress code is. And then that way, that will give you an idea of what you need to wear for your dress code. Most of the time, employers will possibly say that dress code is, casual clothes, but nice clothes. I always say, keep that first impression going, wear nice clothes as much as you can until they tell you what their dress code is. So like, for an example, like Charles was saying, like some of our dress codes here at Goodwill are different. But if I was going more for an office setting, I would wear dress clothes. If I was going more for like a restaurant, maybe if the servers are wearing all black, I might wear all black, just so you can kind of adjust into that environment. But the best thing for each individual can do is just ask the employer, ask their supervisor when they offer you that job and tell you when orientation is, what can I wear? What is the dress code?
That is great information. So as I look behind you, I see that you have two mannequins, or kind of something like mannequins. Do you care to kind of explain the outfits and where should you wear what those would be ideal for?
Yeah, so as you can see, there is a female and a male outfit behind me. The one, they are more professional type of setting, but you can take the dress suit coat off, and voila, you have your very entry level job attire. Okay, so both of these you can get in our stores. We have services and clothes in our stores that you can purchase for probably less than $25 if you don't want to go to another store and spend a lot of money. So so it just depends on what type of job you're going through and going for. Will depend on what type you want to wear. So you take off the coat and you have the dress shirt, and then you have the pants that you would wear as well for both of them.
That's a great point. So I see that's a dark color suit and kind of like an earth tone for the ladies' attire. Do you recommend colors? As far as a suit, I mean, I know people have suits, but if you're fortunate to have multiple suits, do you think people prefer a specific color, or how do you feel about that?
So with the suits and the shirts, you always want to try to make like a color that's not like very bright.
Right.
No, like hot pink or purple or anything like that. You always want to try to be as neutral as possible. With like the blue suit for the gentleman, you can always add a blue tie to the suit. And then for the women, you can put a colored shirt under that, or you can put some other shirt under that, just as long as it's not very busy. The more plain you can get, the better off, and less design and less pattern would be a lot easier.
Great information. You have shared a lot of great information. So, as we get ready to kind of wrap this thing up, do you have any tips or any suggestions for our listeners about anything, just to kind of help them get through the job searching process?
Yeah, so a few tips that I would like to say is make sure when you go out to fill out applications, make sure you have all the information with you. That might be a sample application where you can go and use that information to fill out the application, but you also want to be prepared for that interview. So as you know, be dressed ready to go for those interviews whenever you do need that. So if you have an interview scheduled, you always want to make sure that your clothes are clean, they are nice, and they look presentable. Do that the night before so you have that time and you know that, okay, I'm going to nail this interview. I got my outfit ready. I know what I'm wearing. I'm going to put it out. I'm going to lay it out, or I'm going to put it somewhere where it's nice and presentable. And then that way, when you get ready to go for your interview, you always have your information there. You have the clothes that you want to wear. Plus, you always want to be about 15 minutes early for the interview.
Great tips. And I agree. That's one thing that every guest that I've talked to so far, when we talked about the job searching or interviewing or any skill, when it comes to looking for a job, being prompt is important. So I definitely agree. Anything that you could do the day before, anything can happen the day of, that can just delay.
Yeah.
So anything that you could just try to alleviate is definitely a plus. Again, I just want to thank you, Heather, for joining us, and thank you for all your valuable information, and thank you for all that you do, not only for Goodwill, but for the clients. I know, working in this kind of social service field, it can be very tedious at points, but people like you make it work when you put so much effort and have so much passion for what you do. So just behalf of Goodwill and the clients that you serve, we just want to kind of thank you for all that you do, and definitely thank you for joining us today. So with that being said, as we wrap it up, I just kind of want to do a little recap about some of the things that I learned today from our guests. Being prompt is, again, I mean, that's one thing I'm just trying to reiterate every time I speak with you guys. Being on time is very important. I think dressing to impress. I like what Heather said about dressing to level up. Make a good first impression. I completely agree. Sometimes if you could go into a place and then you stand out and you don't look like everybody else in a positive way, that could be a plus. That would definitely get you in the door first. Definitely dark colors, more neutral colors. You don't want to go in there with a bright red suit or a hot pink outfit. That's pretty loud. So make sure you kind of keep it to darker colors or to more neutral colors. And I think the biggest thing I learned too is the resources. I mean, feel free to shop at Goodwill for job searching clothes. That is a heck of a resource that I feel like people don't take advantage of. You don't have to go spend a whole bunch of money to look the part. We have a lot of resources here at our stores that can help you, that can not only help you with the interview and close, but can help you once you get the position as well. So take advantage of the resources that we have and the resources that are around you. So thank you again for all your wonderful information. Just to remind our viewers about our YouTube channel today, we had a wonderful speaker on, and that will be added to our channel, and this will be there on there as well. And you could go back and check out some of our other topics where we had the financial coaching. We had a segment with Mr. Slack about the returning citizens. So if any of this information is ever something you want more information on, feel free to contact us. You can contact us via phone at 419-255-0070 or Stitcher 3104. You can reach us by email at jcc@goodwillnwohio.org. And feel free to come in person, whether it's at the Madison location, or the DeVoe location. I just want to thank you again, Heather, for being our guest. And we definitely look forward to seeing you guys soon. Have a wonderful, productive day.
Thank you, and you're very welcome.
Thank you.